Hi, my name is Atira Azmi, and today I'm going to present the research entitled Improving Emphatic Evaluations in Virtual Reality for Marketing of Housing Projects. This paper is presented at the Imaginable Futures, Design Thinking and Scientific Method in the 54th International Conference of the Architectural Science Association 2020. First, these are what I'm going to present today. I'm going through the introduction, literature review, research methodology, results and analysis, and conclusion. So first, I'm going to go through the background problems and research gaps. First, regarding your home ownership and emotion. Home ownership is a complex social process that entangles emotions, economy, perceptions of family life, and lifestyle. However, there are very few studies that focus on potential homebuyers' emotions while making home purchase decisions. Location, and we all know that it is very well proven in research that the key influence of home purchase are price, affordability, and location. However, research has shown that homebuyers are still dissatisfied with the house that they purchased. So this study found the need to focus on understanding emotion for the housing market. Thirdly, the sell and build concept in housing projects. So most housing projects in Malaysia are using this concept, whereby 2D plans and rendered perspective images are used to influence home purchase. So property developers use these 2D plans and rendered perspective images to influence home buyers to make purchase before they begin constructing the project. However, research has shown that prospective home buyers were unable to visualize themselves living inside the house with these 2D plans and rendered perspective images. So another research has shown that virtual reality has transformed the current retail and marketing landscape to effectively reach out to customers, support better purchase experience, and enable consumers to make better purchase decisions. So this study believes or foresees the need of VR for the housing market. However, there are very few literature regarding the application of VR for this housing market. Literature review has been conducted covering four constructs. First, empathic evaluation in home purchases, virtual reality for facilitating emotional experience, understanding emotional response and behavior reaction in VR, and theories in consumer behavior. This study believed that the housing industry should strive to allow for better potential home buyers' engagement with the design using a realistic visualization techniques such as the VR technology. This study also believed that emotions could influence home purchase intention. Visualization via VR could facilitate the experience and allow for potential home buyers to evaluate the house. As there is a lack of study of emotion in the housing industry, it is vital to study factors that could influence emotions and behaviors in the virtual environment. So this study has been going through extensive literature review and theories in consumer behavior, and the SOR framework is the most commonly used theoretical approach in the consumer behavior studies. So this due to the lack of study regarding consumer behavior in the housing context. This research will extend the SOR framework into the housing market. As we can see, the original SOR framework developed by Meribin and Russell explains about the environmental stimuli that evokes emotional states in an individual, which in turn results to a response within an individual. So this study extends the original stimulus organism response framework to understand the factors explaining explaining home purchase intention. So this study proposed that the atmosphere is the stimulus component. The atmosphere is the quality of the surrounding space that could be apprehended through the human main sensory channels, which is sight, sound, scent, and touch, and are proven by prior researchers that it can influence consumer behaviors. This study proposed that the atmosphere influences pleasure and arousal emotions. Pleasure means the degree to which a person feels happy or satisfied with their environment. Arousal means an individual's degree of excitement, alert, and stimulation triggered by the stimulus. This study proposed that pleasure and arousal has a significant influence on the home purchase intention. Purchase intention is the response component, which is the probability that lies in the hands of the customers who intend to purchase a particular product or a house, which is the result of the emotional reactions. So this study adopted the experimental research method by Creswell 2014 that contained 4 components. First is the variables, second is the participants, third is the instrument and materials, and fourth is the experiment procedures. A within subjects experiment design has been adopted in this study, whereby same participants are studied at 2 different conditions, real environment and virtual environment, and counterbalancing was done to control the order effects or carryover effects of the within subjects experiment design. The counterbalancing was done following previous research that has been conducted that compares the virtual environment and the physical environment. So first, the variables. There will be 2 parts of hypothesis testing in this study. First, we want to compare whether the virtual environment has a significant difference with the real environment in terms of the atmospheric appraisal, pleasure emotion, arousal emotion, and purchase intention. Secondly, we would like to test the relationships between the proposed variables, whether atmospheric appraisal has a significant effect on pleasure, and whether atmospheric appraisal has a significant effect on arousal. We also want to test the relationship between pleasure and purchase intention, and also the relationship between arousal and purchase intention. Participants for this study, target population are the potential home buyers. Samples are the Rumah Selangorku Scheme Affordable Housing eligible home buyers, which are the Malaysian nationality, aged between 20 to 40 years old, household income of less than RM10,000 per month, planning to purchase a house, not physically or mentally impaired, and not under serious medication for health-related problems. This study uses purposive sampling method that allow researchers to select participants who are valid and appropriate, fulfill the inclusion criteria. The sample size estimation was done in 3 methods using G-Power, PLSM, 10 times rho, and based on prior research, which results with 30 samples. However, this study recruited 65 participants for this experiment. This study used self-reported questionnaires on the 7-point Likert scale that is categorized into 8 categories and in 2 languages, Bahasa Malaysia and English. We use HTC Vive as the VR equipment. A model, the real environment, is the real show unit of the house that was constructed by the local property developer, and a 3D model of the show unit was developed by the researcher using SketchUp Pro and Enscape for the virtual environment. This study follows the experiment procedures as illustrated in this slide. So, based on the experiment, the paired sample t-test results reveal that there is no significant difference in the pleasure and arousal emotion between the real environment and virtual environment. There is a significant difference in the atmospheric evaluation between the real environment and virtual environment. There is a significant difference in the purchase intention between the real environment and the virtual environment. So the hypothesis is supported whereby there is no significant difference in the pleasure, arousal, and arousal emotion between these 2 different environments. The structural model assessment using PLSM revealed that atmospheric has a significant positive effect on pleasure. Atmospheric has a significant positive effect on arousal. Pleasure has a significant positive effect on purchase intentions, and arousal has an insignificant effect on purchase intention. So only three hypotheses are supported. Arousal does not have a significant effect on purchase intention, and that hypothesis is not supported. So due to the significant difference in atmospheric evaluation between real and virtual environment, the study proposed that the VR to be used for pre-purchase evaluation. The quality and vividness of the virtual environment should be enhanced. The housing developers should invest in sound and haptic system, position tracking sensors, and wireless HMD for users to walk naturally. The finding in the study has successfully extended the current knowledge in residential real estate literature and revealed that potential home buyers could induce the same emotion when viewing a house in the virtual environment as they would when visiting a real show unit. This study contributes in extending the applicability of the SOR framework to a new and important research field focusing on VR and its application in the housing industry. This study has also recruited real potential home buyers instead of recruiting students as a participant in the experiment, thereby extending the generalizability of the findings with larger realistic impact. Due to the budget limitation, the VR device used in this study is the most affordable version compared to other available VR devices. Therefore, for future research, it is recommended to use higher resolution VR device with sharper graphics. Thank you.